Last night's pitching matchup certainly lived up to the billing as Chris Sale and Mark Burley put on a show to remember. But in the end, it was the Blue Jays defense that let them down as our Sox took the first of four by a score of 4-2. And tonight, it's another battle of southpaws as Jose Quintana looks to continue his dominance versus these Bluebirds. White Sox baseball coming your way. It's Greek night here at US Cellular Field from the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, where Comcast Sportsnet Plus presents White Sox baseball. It's Jose Abreu, Avi Garcia, Melky Cabrera, and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Josh Donaldson and John Gibbons' tough Toronto Blue Jays. Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm Ken Harrelson with Steve Stone as we get set to bring you Game 2 of this four-game set. And as you just saw in that tease right there, last night they gave us everything that we were hoping for and expecting. Two great pitchers out there, two great individuals, and we won that game. We got some breaks last night and took advantage of it. But Sox pitching has been so good tonight. Hopefully it'll continue with Jose Quintana.
If Jose Quintana had one team to pitch against, he'd probably pick the Toronto Blue Jays. Number one, he's been hot lately. But against the Blue Jays, he just has remarkable luck. 6 starts. He's 4-1. His ERA 180. And it goes hand in hand with what's been happening these days. He's getting the ball over the plate. He's changing speeds. And he gives you a good effort each and every time out. And head-to-head, here are the starters. Felix Doubront going to the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays. You might have remembered him with Chicago Cubs. You might have remembered him with the Boston Red Sox. There you see 2-1 against our Sox with a 3.80 ERA in 4 starts. On the other side of the equation, Jose Quintana, 7 straight quality starts. He's 2-2, his ERA 2.78. And Jose is one of the best pitchers in baseball, but unfortunately, because he doesn't get a lot of support, you don't hear that much about him outside of Chicago.
Well, the last time we saw this ball club, that was up in Canada. There was one guy that was just killing us, and this guy has turned into probably the best third baseman in all of baseball. He's got 20 home runs already, and that is Josh Donaldson.
Not only 20 home runs, but this guy can play some defense. We saw some of that last night, but also he loves to hit the ball out of the ballpark against our Sox. This made it 2-1, and it looked like that would be just enough. But Jose Reyes was very generous, made an error. 4 unearned runs later, Sox won 4-2. So holding Donaldson down is one of the keys to winning the game tonight. Hopefully Jose Quintana knows how to do that. I'm pretty sure he does.
Well, Melky Cabrera swinging that bat. He's on a 5-game hitting streak, and he will try to continue that. So sit back, relax, and strap it down because White Sox baseball coming your way.
Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Audi, true in engineering. Xfinity, your home for the most live sports. And by Toyota. See where Toyota takes you. Test drive one at your Toyota dealer. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back to beautiful U.S. Cellular Field. It's a gorgeous night for baseball. And let's see how John Gibbons is going to line up his Toronto Blue Jays. Jose Reyes leading it off with Josh Donaldson in the 2 spot. Jose Bautista in right field with Edwin Encarnacion, the DH. And it's Russell Martin, Chris Colabello, Danny Valencia, Kevin Pillar, and Devin Travis rounding it out. The defense, and how they'll line up behind Jose Quintana, left to right, Melky Cabrera, Adam Eaton, and Avisail Garcia. In the infield, Gordon Beckham playing third base tonight with Alexei Ramirez, Carlos Sanchez, and Jose Abreu in the infield. Tyler Flowers gets a nod behind the plate. And our Lexus for swing perfection starting pitcher is Jose Quintana, on for his 17th start. Just 4-7, but he's been terrific this year. His ERA 3.81, 84 strikeouts, just 26 walks in 99 and the third innings. The umpires for the game tonight. Greg Gibson, the crew chief, is behind the plate. Marvin Hudson is at first. Chad Fairchild at second, and Sam Holbrook is at third. So the Blue Jays come in. They're 43 and 42, 2.5 games in back of the Yankees. Our Sox at 37 and 43, 10 games behind Kansas City, who won this afternoon on a walk-off grand slam home run. So John Gibbons likes what his team has done, but wants him to get a little more consistent defensively. I think Robin Ventura probably feels the same way about our Sox. And they've thrown the ball around the infield on this Greek Heritage night. So it's 61 degrees at game time. We're ready to play baseball, and I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
Opa, Steve. Once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here with Comcast Sportsnet Plus. Second of this 4-game set. Here's Jose Reyes hitting at .273, 4 homers and 28 knocked in, and the first pitch of the ball game. If you missed last night's game, they had a terrific plan against Casale. They were up there going after first pitch, fastball, and putting it in play. Ergo, that's one reason he did not get all the strikeouts.
It almost worked.
Well, except for the error, it would have worked.
Yeah. 4 unearned runs as Chris Sale got the win. He would have loved the record. He wanted to win more. He got it, and he got the designation as the team's lone all-star. That's what it looked like last night. Mark Burley was just terrific. Almost won the ball game. 4 unearned runs did him in. Chris Sale was 6 strikeouts, no walks. Mark Burley 2 strikeouts, no walks. 154. Fastest game since 2011.
And that was with a couple of reviews, one of them very lengthy.
Yeah, those guys just got it and threw it. Contrasting styles, completely different, and yet they both had the same idea.
Well,
keep the hitters off balance.
High home cameraman Mike Mayer said it the best after the game. That was baseball. As that's fouled back, that was baseball, right there. Blue Jays come in at .266 as a club with a 4.19 team ERA. And this is the 5th meeting of the year between these two clubs. In the first 4, we split them. Outfield slightly to the right, gap out there in left center. And that breaking ball was slapped into right field for the leadoff single.
Reyes doesn't strike out very much, just 32 times in 232 at bats. And so he just waits back, trying to put the ball in play, down 2 strikes. Takes it the opposite way and gets it by Sanchez.
He's a terrific offensive talent.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
He's 10 for 11 in stolen bases. Last year, he was 30 for 32. So here is the man who killed us up in Toronto and homered last night to put him on top.
And to salute what he's done this year. And for the past few, he got more votes than anybody for the All-Star team, than anybody in the history of the voting process we're going with now.
Outfield straight up. And he takes it right there. That was the wheelhouse for him. He is a terrific fastball hitter. He's faced Quintana 6 times, has a couple of hits. Both of them stayed in the park. And here at the park, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straightaway center. There he goes. So he is now 11 for 12.
Well, Donaldson's not your prototypical 2-hitter, but he did take this pitch all the way. Realizing that Reyes got a pretty good jump, that's what a 2-hitter has to do. You've got to take pitches. You've got to hit down in the count if you've got a base stealer leading off, and especially one that gets on base as frequently as Reyes does.
And Sanchez has got to hang out around, or he'll steal third. And one way to sort of quell that is Beckham. And Reyes waits for the throw and then goes on into third.
The best way to try to stop this is when you catch the baseball, fake the second base because Sanchez is there. You fake the second and it's got to delay Reyes at least a count. But with no fake, he just takes off and he's very fast, making it rather easily.
I was just getting ready to say the best way to stop a guy who can run like him and steal a base when he's at second is a couple of looks, maybe 3.
Yeah, you got to vary your looks, you got to vary your timing, or he's going to take third base, which all the great base stealers will tell you is easier to steal than second base.
Well, a lot of times you're going to steal on the second baseman and shortstop. That combination. There have been a lot of combinations in this league over the years. Stealing third base on them was like stealing.
Well, Vince Coleman said that he would much rather steal third base, and every time he got on second, he felt that it was open season at third.
The 1-1 to Bautista. Back to our right. Two balls, 2 strikes. Either underneath his hands or down and in with that slider.
That was a very good stop by Tyler Flowers, because that one could have easily have gone to the backstop. He saves a run right here. This is a slider in the dirt. This is a tough ball to handle because it bounces in front of Bautista's left leg. I don't think Tyler saw it. I think he just shifted where he thought the ball would be, and lo and behold, it was there.
Payoff pitch. And that's going to get the job done. 1-0 Toronto.
RBI number 58 for Jose Bautista. And the stolen base comes back to haunt Jose.
Well, they've got three guys, Donaldson, Bautista, and Encarnacion, all with 50 or more RBIs. Not a whole bunch of clubs can say that.
No, they have lots of thunder. Unfortunately for them, most of the thunder is right-handed. That's one of the reasons why they're just a bit above 500.
Well, there's a difference in being the best hitting team in the league or in baseball versus the most dangerous offensive team. They fall in the dangerous category. High and souvenir time.
Mark Burley threw a gem last night. Came up on the short end of it, however.
And he yanks that 3-2 pitch foul. Encarnacion, 32-year-old veteran. 3 for 10 lifetime off Jose with a homer. And Beckham's got him. Got the layoff single, a stolen base. Good base running by Reyes, and they lead it 1-0.
All of our viewers watching on Jessup Cablevision in Jessup, Iowa. Let's take a look at how Robin's going to line up our Sox for the game tonight. Adam Eaton leading it off with Jose Abreu in the 2 spot. Then it's Melky Cabrera, Avisail Garcia, Adam LaRoche, the DH for Alexi Ramirez, Gordon Beckham, Tyler Flowers, and Carlos Sanchez rounding it out. The defense, and how they'll line up behind Felix Dubron, Danny Valencia, Kevin Pillar, and Jose Bautista in the outfield, with Donaldson, Reyes, Travis, and Colabello in the infield. Russell Martin behind the plate, and our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Felix Dubron. Here are the numbers from Buffalo. That's in AAA. He was 1-3, his ERA, a good one, 2.44. His 1 start with Toronto, he lasted just 2 1/3 innings. 1 run, 1 strikeout. That was a relief appearance.
And before we show you our picks to click, you at home select yours as first pitch strike to Adam Eaton, hitting at 247. 5 homers, he's driven in 15. Sox come in hitting at 242 as a club with a 4.05 ERA. Breaking ball hangs inside. Brown's always given us trouble.
Started his career back in 2005 in the Red Sox organization. Initially making it to the big leagues in 2010.
Yes, he did. 1 out.
Felix has got a big overhand curveball. That's probably the one pitch that will surprise both the lefties and the righties. There it is. Good break. He got ahead, so he threw it out of the strike zone. There you look at the career pitching totals, and he's over 500, which is pretty good. But his ERA is up there, as you would expect, in pretty small ballpark in Boston.
First pitch strike to Abreu. He was 1 for 4 last night. And it was an RBI single in the 8th inning. He also came around to score. Very quickly. 0-2.
Big base hit, because after Adam Eaton kept it alive, Jose's base hit tied it up. That was right before the Cabrera double, which put the Sox ahead by the same final score of 4-2.
Yeah, well, Adam, in essence, had the big base hit in that 8th inning to keep it going.
Last night, this was a game winner. Melky takes it right down the line, past a diving Josh Donaldson, and it rattles around, and Jose scores just ahead of the tag.
Good play by Joe McEwing. He was going to make them, and he beat him on it. Melky at 262, 3 homers, 32 knocked in. He was 2 for 4. 3 for 8 lifetime off DeBrunt with a homer. There's a run. Canceled post-game show. So with 1 on 2 out, let's check out our picks to click tonight. Manchio, our director of crew. Ropes along with Mike Leary. Crew. Steve's going with Carlos Sanchez and Julie Taylor, Mark Zucker, Roy Rivas, Don Esposito, and I. We're going to go with Gordon Beckham. Good stop by a good catcher. He's got so many mannerisms as Thurman Munson. Same kind of stature, same kind of build. Thurman maybe a little pudgier.
Thurman could run faster. Thurman was the second fastest guy on our team.
Thurman could do a lot of things pretty good. There's a 2-hopper over the 2. Travis, and it'll retire the side. After 1 is 1-0 Blue Jays.
a cold one to look forward to Miller time later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
And starting Sunday, relive the Blackhawks Stanley Cup title run as CSN brings you all 16 playoff wins over 5 days. A championship journey presented by Chevy. DriveChicago.com and your Chevy dealers. That begins Sunday night at 7. So for schedule information, visit CSNChicago.com. Russell Martin, Chris Colabello, and Danny Valencia. Breaking ball strike. And the count 0-2.
Russell's going to be a long time in Toronto. He signed a 5-year deal for considerable money. But he was their #1 target in the offseason, and they got him.
Well, under the radar in the GM department is a guy named Alex Anthopoulos. He has done some kind of job since taking over there. He saved that club a lot of money.
He's put together a team that certainly no pitcher wants to face.
That's for sure. He gone. 1 out.
Jose throws a perfect pitch. It's inside. Martin can't get his arms out. Tyler Flowers wanted it there. Jose threw it there. He's really had outstanding control lately.
And another one of the guys who was a pillar of that and the strength of that organization, Paul Beeston. They won a couple of world championships with him, and then he left, and they had some problems. Then they brought him back, and they're starting to come back into prominence again.
Well,
Paul Beeston, one of the best liked guys in baseball.
And one of their big needs right now is a starting pitcher. They thought they were going to have no problems, but then Marcus Stroman, their fine youngster, went down in spring training.
That's trouble. Nice pick, yes! Good play by Quintana and a beautiful pick by Abreu.
One thing Jose didn't do is panic on this. He got to the ball knowing that Colabello wasn't overly fast, and a terrific pick on the other end by Jose. This is not an easy pick. That ball was well out in front of him, and they got him. Good call by Marvin Hudson and a good play on both ends.
So here's Valencia. They've got a good front office staff, headed up by Beeston, who we understand. Hope this is not the case, but probably is, that he's going to be leaving after the season. With Anthopoulos, you also have Roberto Alomar as a special assistant, maybe the greatest second baseman to ever play the game. Pat Hentgen, who was just an outstanding pitcher. George Bell, who we all know about George, he could hit. And a guy who won a couple of world championships managing this ball club. And in my opinion, one of the smartest guys about hitting in the game, Cito Gaston. That's a shot down to Beckham. So a couple of good defensive plays right there. 1-2-3 inning, and we trail it 1-0.
Union weekend, July 17th through the 19th. Be sure to arrive early on Saturday, July 18th to see your favorite players from the 2005 World Series Championship parade around the field, presented by your local Ford stores. Together, we'll go further. Purchase tickets today by visiting whitesox.com/promos.
1-0 bad guys here in our half of the second inning. It'll be LaRoche, Ramirez, and Beckham. Adam 0 for 3 last night. Comes in hitting at .228, 9 homers, and 31 knocked in.
Last year, Dubrunt pitched briefly with the Cubs. He was in their minor leagues most of the year, came up for 4 starts, went 2-1, his ERA under 4. Actually threw pretty well.
It's a little low. Goes to Braun. And that's out number 1.
That's 2 lefties and 2 strikeouts for Dubrunt. Good over-the-top curveball. Nice stop by Russell Martin.
That curveball's pitch has been wearing us out from Dubrunt in the past. When he was with Boston, he also changed speeds on it.
Yeah. I think they thought in Boston that he would be around for a while. They liked his arm, certainly. He threw a little harder those days.
Donaldson, he's good. 2 out. Yeah, he was high on their list, very high.
He made a play last night. We're talking about Josh Donaldson, where a rocket back at Mark Burley was deflected. Donaldson, with great reflexes, able to get it barehanded and make the play to first base. Mark Burley had a tremendous welt on his ankle, pitched the last 3+ innings with that welt, and didn't seem any ill effects at all.
He didn't miss a beat. Mark Burley's one of the toughest guys you ever want to be around when he gets on that baseball field.
I don't believe in all the years I've been around that I ever saw anybody looser before a start than Mark Burley was last night.
Or doing a no-hitter.
It doesn't matter.
That's a fair ball. Took a funny hop right there. So, Beckham. Mike Leary and the Cruz picked and click. No. That's Julie Taylor, Mark Zucker, Roy Rivas has picked and click.
This one takes a strange hop, and Donaldson, who had to go toward the line, play this one off the backhand. Doesn't get to it. And I think that John Gibbons is talking with Sam Holbrook about the fair or foulness of that one, as it will be non-reviewable, but John just wanted to get his opinion in there. Of course, Sam was pretty close to the play. And bear in mind, it doesn't have to bounce in fair territory once it passes the bag. It just has to pass over the bag.
Pick him up and tie this game up. Tyler makes first pitch strike. That hit him. And that'll bring up Carlos.
This one up and in. And if you're wearing a plastic shield on your elbow, you might as well take one up and in. Pretty sure he didn't feel that one, but he is aboard.
A.J. Pierzynski special.
Hey, if it's close enough, you might as well lean into it.
Well, that's become some guys' arsenal, part of their arsenal.
It helps your on base percentage.
Carlos 0 for 3 last night, but hit a couple of line shots. Came up empty. Look at this. Here comes Beckham. And this game is tied at 1 on the base hit by Carlos Sanchez.
RBI number 10, and Danny Valencia took a long time getting rid of this ball. Valencia, a former third baseman, does have a strong arm, but he allowed Gordon Beckham probably 3 extra steps. It took him a while to unfold and deliver, and that's all it took for Gordon to score the tying run.
Don't stop now, boys, as here's Adam, who struck out on a check swing. Yeah, I thought they had a real good shot at throwing him out.
I think had he gotten the ball and just threw it, he'd have been in a lot better shape. Take a look at it, and 1, 2, 3, 4, a crow hop, and the 5th step. Oh, maybe you get Long John Silver, but you're not going to get Gordon Beckham.
That fastball at 93, and the count 1-2. All is coming with 2 out, nobody on. Doubled by Beckham. Hit by a pitch, and then the base hit by Sanchez. But we tie it up. Go to the third, 1-1. Tonight, the MLS returns to CSN as the Chicago Fire hosts the Western Conference leading Seattle Sounders. Coverage begins at 7 on Comcast Sportsnet. Spanish broadcast available on CSN+. Third inning, 1-1 tie. Kevin Pillar. Devon Travis. Jose Reyes here in the top of the third.
You would think you'd get a break at the bottom part of this order, but not so. They've got hitters up and down this lineup. Lars got pretty good power.
One out. Here's Travis at 292, 7 homers and 31 knocked in.
Earlier in the season, he took a ground ball right off the collarbone and tried to play through it. At first, didn't seem to bother him much, and then all of a sudden that stroke got shorter and shorter, and eventually he had to give way and go on the disabled list. But he was one of the top prospects in the Detroit organization. Anthony Ghost going to Detroit, and Travis going to the Blue Jays.
Out of Florida State.
Not a big guy, but he is very strong. John Gibbons said that the report they got on him was that he could really hit, but he had some problems with his defense. So in spring training, he said he took a look at him. He caught everything in sight defensively and wasn't getting any hits. He didn't know who wrote the report, but as it turned out, he was pretty good in both aspects of it.
Good pitch, even though it was inside. You know, you got some really good scouts. You got some good scouts. And you got some bad scouts.
Yes, that's true. Detroit had a second baseman for quite some time in Ian Kinsler, so Travis became available, and that's how you make trades. You trade from surplus, and you get what you need.
He gone.
That one had the plate, and Greg Gibson informing Travis that indeed it was a strike. And you'll see as we look at the Menards pitch tracks that it had the outside corner. Perfect pitch.
Yeah, that's where you tip your cap. Especially if you're looking middle in. Reyes singled on a breaking ball in the hole between first and second. Stole second. Went to third on a grounder and scored on a grounder.
Thought about bunting, and that'll bring him in at the corners. Every out so far handled in the infield.
Two balls and a strike.
Last year, Jose Reyes led all Major League shortstops in hits and times on base. This time, he tried to hit it way out of the ballpark, but a change of speeds got him well out in front.
And that's a souvenir.
Jose had 175 hits, was on base 214 times, and he's always been a huge factor offensively. Really, the only thing that's been able to stop him offensively has been the disabled list. He spent an inordinate amount of time on there.
Beckham with a nice pick. Yes. Saves a double. And we're still tied at 1.
the ballpark on Wednesday, July 22nd. That includes Joe Grube, by the way. The White Sox are offering specially priced tickets, a White Sox Illini hat, and the opportunity to watch batting practice before the gates open. To purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/Illini.
Our half of the third inning in this game tied at 1. It'll be Abreu, Cabrera, and Javi Garcia. Top of the fifth inning in Cleveland, 1-0 Indians over Houston. Kluber on the bump for the tie. That pitch is out of play right side. Well, they made the selections for the All-Star game, and in my opinion, you got to have one or two guys start the game for us. It's got to be Chris Sale or Keuchel from Houston.
You would think that's what it would come down to, and it might come down to when they're scheduled to pitch for the final time before the break.
But if right now, all things considered, one of those two guys got to start the game if they're trying to really win it. There's a little different thing now. Well, but since Bud instituted the home field advantage, the ball hits sharply. Travis has it, 1 out. But there for a while, it got to be a joke. And the only thing they wanted to do was just get everybody into the game.
And you might remember the year they ran out of players.
That's what caused the home field advantage.
Yep. They ran out of pitchers. And unfortunately, a lot of people blamed it on Bud. But, you know, we got a lot of media outlets in the country. And a lot of people writing about it, talking about baseball, blogging about baseball, and every other facet of media that they have in the day and age that we're in now. And nobody thought about what happens if we run out of pitchers for the All-Star game. But yet it became something that was tagged on Bud Selig, and I don't think he could have thought about it because nobody else did.
Here's the 2-0. When we played the All-Star game in Houston, Dick Williams was the manager, and we had a meeting before the game, and he said, some of you guys are going to be upset with me because you're not going to get in the game, but we're here to kick the National League's butt. And I'm going with the guys out there that will do that. As there is ball 4 to Malcolm. And sure enough, some of the guys didn't get in the game.
It used to be like that. I mean, both leagues had so much pride that they went out, and even though it didn't mean anything in the grand scheme of things, they played as hard as if it was a regular season game and played as hard as it was a playoff game.
They played as hard as their adrenaline would let them.
And then some.
Here's Garcia. Javi hit into a 5-4 fielder's choice.
Nine-game hitting streak, and Javi is doing a pretty good job of it.
And in that All-Star game, National League scored a run in the top of the first inning. And that was the only run scored in that ball game. They beat us 1-0, the only 1-0 All-Star game in history. There's Chris.
He'll be there for the 4th year in a row.
That's low. Quite an accomplishment for that youngster.
He's got so many things going for him. Obviously, the talent is there because you can look at the stuff and say, okay, he's got great talent. But you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people with great talent that never come close to achieving what he's already achieved in this game.
Got him for out number 2.
But Chris has a great pitching intellect. He knows how to change speeds with seemingly the same arm action and same release point that he has with every pitch. He's got a great feel for it. He's also as competitive as you could possibly be. I can't believe, you can have somebody as competitive. I can't believe there's anybody more competitive.
I think that's his biggest asset.
Oh, it's unbelievable. At this age, Unbelievable.
He's a pup out of Burley. You don't get any better competitors than those two guys, and they happen to be on the same mound in the same game last night.
You can just imagine, and of course everybody would like to see this, you just imagine Mark Burley with the same stuff that Chris Sale has. How many wins he would have at this point, what kind of numbers he would have. It would have been unbelievable. It's real good the way it is.
Two out. I got a call from a friend of mine last night. He said, Hawk, I heard you say that Burley's got a... Do you really think he has a chance to go to Cooperstown? And I said, yes, I do. A precedent has been set. As I mentioned last evening, Don Drysdale went in with 209 wins, and Mark's got 208.
I think there's one difference between the two, and that is that Big D dominated his era. I think Mark's been great. Not sure that he's dominated the era, but Mark's going to be around a lot longer. He might pick up another 50 wins, and with those numbers, he could get there.
Mark dominated as far as endurance, and one of the assets that Drysdale had, as I mentioned, he was the symbol of pitching, and the voters took that into consideration. That ball deep in the left field, but Valencia's got the bead. And that'll retire the side. We'll go to the fourth, tied at 1. As his chance to get into Cooperstown, he's done something in his time frame, is what a lot of people judge too. How did you do in your time frame that nobody else has done?
14 consecutive seasons with 10+ wins, 30+ starts, 200+ innings.
Nobody else has come close to that in his time frame.
Well, nobody else has won multiple Gold Gloves and pitched multiple no-hitters. He's the only one in baseball history to do that. That's pretty amazing.
That's why he's got a good chance of going in. This guy keeps going here. He's not going to go into. Coming into this year, there's pitch down low. This is just his 4th year going into the second half in the big leagues. Quite amazing.
But when he sees a Sox uniform, it brings out the best in him.
That ball hit hard, deep, and it is 2-1.
He's been absolutely amazing. That's the 6th home run he's hit against our Sox this year. They've been to left, to right, and to center field. That's his 21st. And he joins the man who hits behind him, Jose Bautista, in the 58 runs batted in club. A 4 home run replay. That's only the 9th home run that Jose has given up all year long. This gives you an idea how strong Donaldson is. He just reaches out and takes it into the bullpen.
And he just missed that one. Well, he hit one. He was 2 for 3 last night. He's 1 for 2 today. 3 for 5. He's 10 for 16, 6 homers, 9 RBIs against us.
I really hope that Oakland got some very good players when they decided to trade him to Toronto.
That might go down as one of the worst trades in the history of the game.
Wow, they gave up a good one. A real good one.
In the history of the game.
Take a look at this year against our Sox. In just 5 games, he scored 11 runs, driven in 9, hit 6 homers, 10 for 16. Those are pretty fair numbers.
Well, the thing about him, too, is he hits them off good pitching. A lot of guys hit some home runs, but they're doing it off second line and third line pitching.
No, he will take the 1s and 2s and 3s out.
There's a shot by Encarnacion.
Time now for our Lowe's Never Stop Improving stat, and it's the Sox pitching at home over the last 12. That takes you back to June 8th. They're 6-2, the ERA 181. 11 quality starts with a 195 opponent's batting average, and as you can see, a strikeout an inning, and the team record in those games 8-4. So things at home, as far as the starting pitching is concerned, has been really good.
Here's Russell Martin. Well, the thing about not too many guys wear left-handed starting pitching out. Donaldson does.
And he wears closers out too.
That will tell you. When you can get left-handed starters and closers, that'll tell you something.
Well, give the fans of baseball some credit, because Josh Donaldson had more votes than anyone since this system was instituted. Pretty amazing, but understandable when you take a look at the body of work and what he's done this year.
Go-to pitch. If he continues to hit left-handers to right field and go deep, he's liable to hit 50 home runs.
Russell Martin didn't like it, but again, this ball has a good part of the zone. Our Honda pitch tracks will show you that it was there. Good job by Tyler Flowers. Watch the glove. He just eases the glove up. It's just a slight move of the wrist. He doesn't yank it up, so it appears a little higher than it was. It had the zone anyway.
Here's Chris Colabello. Hit a little dribbler down the third base line that Quintana came in very quickly. Made a low throw to first, and a beautiful pick by Abreu. And we'll take another look at it right here.
Fortunately, Colabello cannot run very well. What a pick by Jose Abreu. Wow.
0-2 the count. Two 3-0 for them, 1 3-0 for us. Here in game 2 of this 4-game set. Johnny Danks, who was just sensational last time out, tomorrow night for us against Drew Hutchinson. That game will be over WPWR if you can't make it to the ballpark. And we'd love to have you Thursday afternoon come out and see Jeff Samardzija, who's back against R.A. Dickey, the knuckleballer. Yes, he did. He gone, but the opposite field shot the rocket off the bat of Josh Donaldson, and they lead it 2-1.
Chicago data strong fan, and you just might see yourself on an upcoming broadcast. Brought to you by T-Mobile.
Alexi Ramirez, Gordon Beckham, Tyler Flowers here in our half of the 4th. We trail it 2-1 on the 21st homer by Josh Donaldson. Alexei grounded out to Donaldson his first trip.
It's never a bad 0-2 pitch when you can throw one up and in just to get a hitter's attention. Not quite as effective for a left-hander against a right-hander than it is righty to righty or lefty to lefty, but it's still effective.
For most hitters, you're right. For some hitters, you don't want to do that.
No, some hitters, you will wake them up.
Nice play by Travis. Yeah. You do it to some hitters, though, on the other side of that page, and they're 0 for 4.
That's true. And this play, thought Travis started backing up a little too quickly, almost misjudged it, but got back there in time. Yeah, that was part of any scouting report. If a guy really didn't like to be knocked down, that was in the advanced scouting report.
Yep. Beckham with that double and a run scored in the second.
Felix Dubron knows that there is a hole in that Toronto starting rotation, and he would just as soon it fell to him. This is a big outing for him.
Well, you're so right. They definitely need another starter.
And they're going to go get him. I don't think that it's any accident that a lot of scouts are here for this series, especially with Jeff Samardzija pitching on Thursday.
Good job by Beckham on a beat pitch from Felix. Got him on that change.
This ball just barely gets a piece of the plate. And Gordon was swinging at the motion as opposed to the baseball. Pretty good motion by Dubron. See the 5 strikeouts and the 1 walk. He's been pretty impressive so far.
Here's Tyler. He was hitting the elbow pad. Watch out. Hopefully everybody is all right. Meanwhile, we're into the 5th.
At 7:10, all fans are invited to stay for a post-game fireworks show presented by Athletico Physical Therapy. Athletico Physical Therapy, better for everybody. Purchase tickets today by visiting whitesox.com or calling 866-SOX-GAME. There's a young man certainly enjoying himself. Doesn't need the concession stands. All he needs a set of stairs.
Top of the 5th inning in a 2-1 Blue Jay lead. Lower third of their order: Valencia, Pilar, and Travis. They scored 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 4th. Our run came in the 2nd. Double by Beckham, and then a single by Sanchez. Outfield straight up, spread out, about equidistant. Checking some other scores for you. First of a split doubleheader, Kansas City beat Tampa Bay 9-5.
was a walk-off grand slam
by Orlando. Just called up from Omaha. Kiermaier picked up his 8th triple in that ball game. He's been up a year and a half, and he has 17 triples.
He's been a pretty good player, and
against us, he looked terrific.
For him, if he's not playing in Tampa Bay, he's probably getting a lot more pub.
Atlanta leading Milwaukee 2-1. Pierzynski, a home run, and he's knocked in both runs. Full count. Miami leading Boston 3-1. Boston 39-45 coming in. 16 games under. Yes, he did.
Danny, when the home plate umpire says you swung, you can't appeal to the first base umpire. It just doesn't work that way.
He gone.
Greg Gibson rang him up. Went around a little too far. And then you see Greg Gibson there ring him up, and Danny wants the appeal to first. Can't really do that.
Said Boston 16, it was 6. Oh, and 1 to Kevin Pillar, who had a 54-game hitting streak in college. That is still a record for Division II. Yes, he did. He go. That's just 2 out, guys. Hold it. Where y'all going?
Everybody wants to leave. He absolutely went around. Nice stop by Tyler Flowers, and you got to tell the boys to get back to the positions.
So 6 strikeouts now for Quintana. And here's Devon Travis, who struck out his first trip.
That was a good curveball. They did not get the benefit of that call.
Count evens at 1 to the man who has more no decisions than anybody in baseball over the last 4 years. One and 2 the count. That's been remarkable. No decisions since 2012. He gone. Strikes out the side. We're halfway home. We trail it 2-1. fifth inning. It'll be Sanchez, then back to the top of the order with Eaton and Abreu to face Felix Dubron.
There's a lot of young folks wearing out the concession stands. And I'm looking for the loan department.
Carlos with an RBI single, knocking in Beckham back in the second inning for our only tally. 2-3-0 for them, 1-3-0 for us. We mentioned up front, Braun has always pitched well against us. And once again, making his first start for this ball club. There's a curveball that misses, and they count 2-1. He's pitching well again.
You never know how many opportunities you're going to get. And Felix is getting an opportunity to establish the fact that he can get out major league hitters.
Travis.
Sox fans, join us on Saturday, July 18th at 1:10 as our White Sox take on the Royals. The first 20,000 fans ages 21 and over will receive a 2005 World Series replica ring presented by Miller Lite. Miller Lite, the original light Pilsner, an official beer of your Chicago White Sox. So purchase tickets today by visiting whitesox.com/promos.
Adams had tough 2 at-bats against Felix. A couple of strikeouts.
That overhand curve has mystified him in the 2 at-bats.
Reyes got a strong arm. Nice pick. It appeared to be by Colabello as Robin comes to the top step of the dugout.
He's waiting to see. He'd like to take another look at that and see if indeed Colabello had that ball in the glove before Adam hit the bag. Good pick by Colabello. And we'll take a look at Eaton at the bag. Well, he didn't get the bag on the original slide. There he had it, but by that point, Colabello had the ball nestled in the glove.
And there's a base hit by Abreu. He's now 1 for 3. 2-out single.
Jose's able to take that inside fastball and hit it to right field with the best in the game.
So that's 9 games for him. Well, you know, when you get a guy that strong, and let's face it, this year he has not had very much protection.
Well, you get no pitches. I mean,
That's
there's
what
there's absolutely no reason to pitch to him.
There's no, when you don't get protection, you're not going to get it. Look at the big line on bag. You got a gut. That saves a double, and we're into the 6th.
been the hot corner at third. It's Jose Reyes, and a fine pick by Gordon Beckham as he leisurely gets it across. And this is Donaldson. He's in foul territory, and he guns it across, throwing out Melky easily. So a couple of very good third basemen.
Who's that throw right there remind you of at third base?
Well, there was one guy that I remember, Ken Caminiti.
Kenny had a gun. Another guy that hits first baseman in the chest every time was a rocket.
Vinny Perez. Vinny Castilla.
Aurelio Rodriguez.
Oh, that's
a little before your time.
That was, yeah. I remember the name, but
yeah, he had probably, if you're counting everything all together, as good an arm as you'll ever see at third base, and that throw right there is very reminiscent of Aurelio Rodriguez.
How many guys going to beat that arm of Donaldson?
No. Oh, and to the count. He has struck out 5 in a row. He got Russell Martin, Chris Colabello, Danny Valencia, Kevin Pillar, Devon Travis.
I'd love to see him get Reyes because he doesn't strike out very much. You're doing something if you can strike him out.
He's just, yeah, he puts the bat on the ball. That's something that Kansas City Royals do very well. They put the bat on the ball. They don't strike out very often. But they are not in the same league, dangerous-wise, that Toronto was in. Offensively, they'll catch it a lot better than Toronto, and they'll pitch it a lot better than Toronto, and they'll bullpen it a lot better than Toronto.
Yeah, Kansas City's got themselves a pretty good ball club. Although they are trailing the second game of their doubleheader 1-0 after 4. Tampa Bay leading that one. Easy ground ball to shortstop and a good play by Ramirez. So Reyes is retired. That keeps a very dangerous base runner off base. Reyes just trying to make some contact. Lexi knowing that he can really run, playing him shallow and charging the ball.
So here is Donaldson. 1 for 2, that rocket home run to right field. Checks it up, and the count 0-1. He had 14 home runs last year off left-handed pitching. Last 2 years, he has 29 off left-handed pitching. That ball, even in foul balls, just absolutely just jumps off his bat. Well, we got a special guest. In the booth right here sitting beside us is a man who has watched his son have a heck of a career. Don Burley. You can't hear me? Your mic's... I know where Mark gets that look. His mic's not working yet. But here's the 1-2 pitch. We'll get that fixed as soon as we can. Broken bat. Got a good pitch right there. Ate him up.
Finally got inside on Donaldson. That's a good trick.
Look at that leg kick. Boy, I'll tell you what. Anyway, good to see you again, and
it's good to be here.
That was baseball last night, wasn't it?
At its best.
Yeah,
at its best.
That's right. 2 guys out there going at one another. Little different styles, of course. But it's always great to see you and Pat when y'all come back and
It's a lot of fun.
I was talking with Mark earlier today, and I just asked him, touched on it briefly, about next year, and he said he didn't know yet. He said he didn't know. But it had to be a lot of fun for the last 15 years for you and Pat.
It's been unbelievable. It's been a ride that I couldn't have, in my wildest dream, ever fathomed would have got as far as it has. But it's been great.
Yeah,
it's been a lot of fun.
We were talking earlier, and now he's got an outside chance to go to Cooperstown with everything he's done.
That's what I hear. I know one time they said that it was the innings or the number of games rather than wins was a factor, but also heard that it's not always the number of games that you win. There's other factors. The perfect game, the no hitter.
He's done something no other pitcher's done too. A perfect game, no hitter, and 3 Gold Gloves. Nobody's ever done that out there. But the thing is too is that nobody in this time zone has gone 14 consecutive years with over 200 innings, double-digit wins.
Correct.
Never been on the DL.
Never missed a start.
Never missed a start.
That's right.
So that's probably going to hopefully get him in. Get foul. It will.
And God willing, he's in line to do it again this year for number 15.
Yeah,
so.
sure. Yeah. I told him today. Last night was a convincing thing for me. I watched him all his career in the White Sox uniform, and I was always in the back of my mind thinking, well, I'd sit on that changeup or I'd sit on that fastball away. But last night he convinced me that he wouldn't have had any problems with the Hawkeroo.
No.
he would have broke my bat.
Not a bit. It was funny after he got hit last night. The pitching coach got him after they came to the dugouts. Asked him, said, look at your ankle. You keep going and pitch. And Mark looked and said, why?
That's
he said, look at your ankle. He said,
that's him.
So wrap it up. Let's go.
That's him.
So,
that'll retire the side. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. We need 1 to tie.
It's accessible from the 100, 300, and 500 levels. Young Sox fans can learn baseball fundamentals from Chicago White Sox Training Academy coaches. The space features batting and pitching cages, base running areas, and more skill instruction. It's all from Xfinity, your home for the most live sports.
Yeah, it's always nice to see Mark's dad and mom. 2 great people. Going for a long time, but right here we need some runs. We trail it 2-1. It'll be Garcia, LaRoche, and Ramirez. Felix Dubron got a good pitch to hit, fouls it off right side. Outfield straight up. One and one.
Just have to keep hoping that Felix gets a little careless with the fastball.
Donaldson makes his own hop. Guns it over. Yeah, you framed it earlier very nicely, the fact that he knows exactly what his status is.
Yeah, he's pitching for a spot in the rotation, and he's going out there tonight.
Sometimes that can be a real motivator, and sometimes it can be a real killer.
He's been around a while. And again, like any pitcher coming back from the minor leagues, you never know how many chances you're going to get. So you better take that opportunity and make the most of it.
Adam 0 for 2, a strikeout, then a fly out to left field. That breaking ball down low. Just tuning in, Kansas City beat Tampa Bay 9-5 in game 1 of that split doubleheader. There's a strike. Tampa Bay shutting out the Royals 1-0. Top of the 5th in game 2. He did not go, and that evens the count at 2. Boston has come back to take a 4-3 lead over the Marlins. Bottom of the 8th in the Bronx, tied at 3 with Oakland. That breaking ball, and it's not going to be playable. Minnesota shutting out Baltimore 8-0.
Minnesota, one of the surprise teams in all of baseball, bidding to go 45-39. They came in 4 games in back of Kansas City.
Got him. 2 down.
This has a strike zone, and Adam didn't think so. Now, Russell Martin won that ball away. LeBron got it inside, and it had a good portion of the plate.
So here's Alexei. He's grounded out to third and popped up to short. Or check that second. Outfield for the most part straight up. That fastball at 92 for a strike. Mentioned Johnny Danks on the bump tomorrow night. Boy, he has, that last outing was absolutely terrific. Right-hander Drew Hutchinson. Hutchinson will be his opponent. He's 8-2. And Alexei's 1-2.
There's a look at John. Well, that ball came out of his hands as well as it has, probably better than it has all year, especially that curveball. The curveball was exceptional.
Yeah, it was the best curveball we've seen him have in a while. And he did not hang one changeup.
Now, it was one of those nights where it's seemingly easy. You don't have many of those nights, so you have to take advantage when you do. And he's hoping to build on that and come back. And there are the numbers. 5 hits in 7 innings, no runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks. Very impressive.
A little too quick. Right size, wrong shape.
That was a changeup that had the middle of the plate. And Alexei could not wait long enough. Take a look at the location on the Honda pitch tracks. Actually, it's a rolling breaking ball that had the middle of the plate.
Yeah, it was a hanger. A roller.
Alexei knew right away that he had gotten up just a touch too quick.
And there's a base hit. That on the fastball.
He battled. 6th pitch of the at-bat, a fastball down. And he rifles it by Travis.
Gordon, 1 for 2, a double and a run scored. There he goes. Got a big jump. Martin had no chance. He got a Lance Johnson jump right there. 10th stolen base.
That time, Dubron just paid no attention to him. And he was going on first move. Russell Martin was wise enough to know that the only thing you can do in that situation is get yourself in trouble.
Now pick him up. He's got the catbird seat 2-0. Jacks it up. Good check. 3-0. Here's one.
Pretty surprising. He threw the straight change on 3-0.
Laid him up. Reyes guns him out. So we have Mile, 2-out threat. Can't do anything with it. We're into the 7th. The boldest take on Chicago sports. Tune in every weekday morning to the Captain Hall Show. It's the only AM sports talk show TV program in town. Now, the Captain Hall Show presented by Horowitz and Associates. That's weekdays at 9 right here on Comcast Sportsnet.
Some disappointed fans don't understand why they can't get the ball, and it is Greek Heritage Night. And there's part of it.
Sega Portoso Poli. Opa. Encarnacion. Martin. And Chris Colabello. Edwin trying to make it a 3-1 game.
Looked like he was trying to hit that one over the stands in the outfield. He doesn't leave anything to the imagination.
He was trying to hit that one on the westbound lane of the Dan Ryan.
He does not leave anything to the imagination. He airs
He's
it
fun
out.
to watch hit.
Yeah.
He is really, I mean, I'd rather see him on the highlight reels against somebody else, but he is fun to watch. Gordon backs up. 1 out.
Extraordinary moments happen every night in baseball, but on one night. They all happen in one place, and that's Cincinnati. Don't miss the 86th All-Star Game. Coverage begins at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's Tuesday, July 14th on Fox.
Checking some other scores. Cubs beat the Cardinals 7-4 in the first of a doubleheader. St. Louis leading 2-1, top of the 6th in game 2. Russell Martin 0 for 2. And he's got a 2-0 count. Dropped a little breaking ball on him. Getting the over, but he got the job done.
Good idea, 2-0, because you're certainly not going to swing at that.
Two down.
10 in a row retired by Jose. Is last man to reach base. The single by Encarnacion in the 4th inning.
He retired 9 in a row after the leadoff hitter Reyes reached in the 1st inning. Colabello 0 for 2. Quintana and Abreu made a good play to get in the first time. As that's going to fall for a base hit. So the 2-out single.
This almost looked like a Jose Abreu type swing. He takes a pitch up and in. It's a little something off the fastball. Looked like Jose might have wanted to cut it inside, and he takes it the opposite way and dumps it in front of Avi.
And that'll bring up Valencia, who's 0 for 2.
Outfield straightaway, a little deeper than normal.
Valencia has grounded to Beckham and struck out. Watch out.
That's a 100 pitch mark. It's not because of base hits. He's only given up 4. It's not because of walks. He hasn't walked anybody.
Takes it right there. Tried that once before. Close pitch, but 2-2.
This one just missed Toyota pitch tracks. Now they're trying to ease it back into the zone.
knocks it down. So a full count with 2 down.
First base coach Tim Leeper most likely telling Colabello, don't get too anxious over here. You're not going to steal any bases anyway. Just don't get picked off. It's a good thing he listened to him.
Well, if you get picked off from 2 out, 3-2.
Especially with that speed.
That used to be minor league next day scenarios. And that's foul back into the seats.
Jose got away with one there. Off-speed pitch. It was up and in, and Valencia probably would like to have that one back.
Get me over breaking ball on 3-2 usually gets hit pretty hard. He gone. He knew it. 7th inning stretch. We need 1 to tie.
Blue Jays leading by a run. And they go to their defensive alignment with Justin Smoke checking in at first base. Smoke, who came up with the Texas Rangers, just another in a long line of pretty decent Ranger first basemen, only to be traded away.
Out of Goose Creek, South Carolina. But right here, we need a run. It's 2-1. Bad guys. Tyler takes first pitch strike. Johnny Cueto beat Max Scherzer. 5-0. 2-hitter for Cueto.
Johnny Cueto on the most likely to be traded list because he's on every team's most wanted list.
He should be.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Low throw there. Bad throw. That'll be an error. That's the 8th error committed by Reyes.
Well, last night, a Reyes error opened the door, and the Sox stormed through and won the game. It was also an error that led off an inning. And this time, he's got plenty of time. And Smoke brought in for defense. Can't pick it.
Carlos is responsible for our 1 run, an RBI single, knocking in Beckham back in the 2nd inning. Beckham had doubled. There's the bunt. Had a good technique right there. It's just miscalculated. Tried to catch that ball. That's what you got to do. You youngsters out there, you got to try to catch the ball with the bat. Don't try to hit it. Catch it with the bat. Souvenir in the right field seats. All right, Carlos, good 2-strike hitter, buddy. Come on. He got a pretty good pitched hit on 0-2 right there and couldn't do anything with it.
This is an off-speed pitch, and it's up in the zone. It's a changeup, and DuBrant made a mistake and got away with it.
Uh-oh. 2 down.
You saw how quickly Travis was able to get the ball away. That's one of the first things that jumped out at John Gibbons, the fact that he stays in, he'll get the throw off, he does it quickly, and he said the only thing he's got to remind the young man is you can get out of the way of a sliding baseman.
Well, when you come out of a college from a baseball program like Florida State or LSU, and there are more, don't get me wrong, you're going to be pretty well schooled in baseball. You're going to be pretty well schooled in the fundamentals, and you're going to be able to. There are some guys who come out of certain colleges who they come into professional baseball and they can't believe what they're seeing. There's a shot right back through the middle. So Adam now 1 for 4.
That one almost took the leg of DuBrant with it on center field. So the first time that he got a shot at a curveball, this one stayed up. DuBrant knows he made a mistake. Here comes John Gibbons. It could very well be that this is going to be it.
Well, he got more than he could expect.
If you'd have said to him that DuBrant was going to take the game into the 7th inning with 2 outs with the lead, John Gibbons would have said, don't even send him out there. I'll take it right now. So as he walks off, we'll step out and be back after these messages. Celebrity Golf Tournament presented by Miller Lite. This year's tournament will be held on July 20th at Harborside International Golf Center. Join the fun and sign up your foursome by visiting WhiteSoxCharities.org or call 312-674-5391. So our Honda call to the pen is Bo Schultz. On for the 11th time. No record, a 196 ERA. As you can see, left-handers haven't done much with him, but he has given up a couple of home runs in 18 and a third innings.
Abreu 1 for 3. Just a decent lead by Adam. Fakes, not go. Backhand. Over to Travis, and that'll retire the side. We're into the 8th, trailing 2-1. Toronto in the series finale and join in the fun as CSN Chicago celebrates Sox Social Day throughout the game. Use the hashtag SoxSocial to your tweets during our broadcast to win prizes. It all starts at 12:30 on Comcast Sportsnet. Two runs on 4 hits, 1 error for them. 1 run on 6 hits, no errors for us. Here in the top of the 8th inning. Kevin Pillar, Devon Travis, then back to the top of the order with Jose Reyes. Pillar is grounded to second and struck out.
Jose once again has stitched together a wonderful performance.
One of the best left-handers in the game.
And unfortunately, the one man who has done it to us all year long has done it again. Josh Donaldson with his leadoff home run in the 4th. That's the difference in the ball game.
That was an opposite field line shot.
8 strikeouts, no walks, and just 4 hits. And there is the major culprit, Josh Donaldson.
He's got him.
Jose's had excellent stuff. He's kept it in his zone. Russell Martin goes down on strikes. Travis called out on strikes. Martin down on strikes again, and Colabello cannot check his swing. Same thing with Valencia. And then it is Pillar. He can't check his swing. And Travis once again. Jose's been brilliant, but he trails.
More and more, this club this season has reminded me of another White Sox club.
Not the 59 White Sox.
No. High throw, error on Alexi.
That's 10 errors this year on Alexi. He's got all kinds of time. As you see, he takes his time. And then he almost air mails Jose. Pulls him off the bag.
That's him. Greg Gibson talking with Robin. No, this club's starting to remind me of the '67 White Sox. They had 4 teams in '67 for a lot of you out there who are too young to remember, and some of those that have forgotten. They had 4 teams. You had the White Sox, the Red Sox, the Tigers, and the Twins, all within 1 game of each other for a long time. They call it the greatest pennant race in the history of baseball. And the White Sox had the best pitching among the 4, and they could not score runs.
Travis has only tried to steal 3 times this year, been successful 2 of the times.
Long way to go. Can't get there.
Good effort by
Good
Jose.
effort.
He ran as hard as he could. Would have been an over-the-shoulder catch. Would have been a wonderful catch, but he came up a little short.
Well, he's very good on pop-ups.
Yep. And he wants them. He wants to take everyone he can, but unfortunately, this one, a little too far for him. Time now for AT&T Uverse Multiview. Get a shot at Travis at first base. And Reyes doing everything he can to stay alive with an 0-2 count.
All right. Got him. Hard to double that man up, but they did it. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Comcast Sportsnet Plus. Tail of the tape, 2-4-1, 1-6-1. Cabrera, Garcia, and LaRoche.
Helge gets the turnaround from his best side, which is the left side against Bo Schultz.
Well, we're seeing a tail of first and a tail of 30th in runs scored. Toronto leading the major leagues in runs scored with 462. We are dead last in the major leagues, 275. They scored 187 more runs.
But the Sox pitching so far has been equal to the task. Well, the ball boy got very fortunate that time, as that one whizzed just to his right.
One out.
This one up and out of the zone. Elke's first look at Bo Schultz.
There's Avi. Avi 0 for 3. He's due.
Schultz was a graduate of Northwestern University in 2008.
Oh, what a great school. Wow. Have the standards that they have, put out the teams that they put out.
He was a walk on that team and didn't play until his junior year. Yeah, they're not giving degrees away from Northwestern.
That school carries as much respect as any school in the world. Two and one to count. Coach Fitz, well, what a job he's done. Wow. A.D. Phillips. Two and two. Two down.
Most unusual path to the major leagues for Bo Schultz. Made his major league debut last year with the Diamondbacks. He appeared in just one game. That was the opening series in Sydney, Australia. Then the Blue Jays picked him up on waivers at the end of the year, but he played beer league softball in New York while he was preparing for a career in journalism. Well, here he is in the major leagues throwing 96 and taken out of the ball game by John Gibbons. He did his job. So as he walks out, we'll step out and be back after these messages. amazing game millions are playing. Download MLB.com Home Run Derby free on the App Store and Google Play. Our Honda call to the pen is the left-hander Aaron Loup. Loup on for the 39th time. He's been a very busy man, 2-4, but a high ERA.
Here's Adam. He's 0 for 3. A couple strikeouts and a fly out to left field.
There's a very good chance if he doesn't get Adam, he's not going to be around for Alexei, who's in the on-deck circle.
They've got a shift on. And he's got the catbird seat 2-0. That's low. 3-0. There's one. Smoke guarding the line at first. He'll take it himself. And that's a 1-2-3 inning. We're into the 9th. We trail it 2-1.
Time he's 2-2. His ERA, which has been shrinking lately, is 3.10. So 29 innings, 19 strikeouts with 8 walks. Just as we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. And here's our Miller moment. Once again, it's Josh Donaldson. The opposite field home run. This coming leading off the 4th inning, made it 2-1, and that's exactly where it stands. So unfortunately, Jose Quintana hoping this time for a no decision. As he leaves the ball game, he was brilliant once again, but he leaves trailing 2-1.
Outfield, they are for the most part straight up. Bit of a gap out there in the left center is that first pitch. Pretty good pitch and did not get it. Checks it up and the count 2-0. Three and nothing.
You can bet even leading off the inning that Donaldson has a 3-0 green light. And why not?
I would let this young man swing the bat anytime he wanted.
Whenever he decided it was handy.
That's the first walk issued to a Blue Jay hitter tonight. Here's Bautista. 0 for 3, 0 for 7 in the series. That little chopping two-hopper to short knocked in Reyes, who was on third base.
And unfortunately, that's 5 straight bad ones. Bautista's grounded into 8 double plays this year. That's second behind Encarnacion for the team lead. Zach Duke listening in the pen. Josh Donaldson 3 for 3 on stolen bases.
That one at 95 for a strike to even the count at 1. Pretty good pitch, didn't get that one. The outside edge of the outside corner.
Took a little something off that one and got very good late movement.
Sound like a broken bat.
It was.
Full count.
He might have a very good opportunity to strike him out, throw him out. Donaldson without much of a lead at first.
He has
base.
no lead over there.
Yeah.
He's static.
He's not going to go with that lead, I don't think.
I don't think so.
Now it's a little bit further out, but still not a big lead.
There he goes. Last night and tonight we've seen some good pitching, both sides. There he goes. Right to the back. How about that? Back him up.
Sometimes you get very, very lucky. And that's one of those times. So Carlos going to the bag and couldn't have ordered it up any better. Donaldson went in awfully hard at second, as he should. He's trying to break it up. He knows that that's the only chance he's got. But I like the fact that Carlos took a step back and made sure that he got the throw off. Takes a step back, and the only way that Donaldson is going to get him, probably going to be called interference. Nice play. by Carlos.
To another count for our guys in the ninth, schedule hitters: Ramirez, Beckham, Flowers, and hopefully Sanchez, Eaton, and Abreu. That ball hit hard. Off the wall, off Jimmy Johns. Here's the throw to second base. He got all what a throw by Adam Eaton. Mercy. Yes. All right, we'll go to the bottom of the ninth. We need one to tie. Beautiful throw by Adam.
Carom off the wall, just missed going out of the park, and then he sets up a brilliant throw right on the money at second base, and Encarnacion is hung out to dry. But it all wouldn't have been possible without a very slow start out of the box. Encarnacion thought it's going out of the park. Then he realizes it's in the park. Now he's got to really turn it on. But for that slow start, he makes it at second. Fortunately, he doesn't. What a great play by Adam Eaton.
So here we go. 3 outs to get 1 or 2.
Roberto Osuna on for the 36th time. The hard-throwing right-hander, 43 strikeouts in 38 innings, save opportunities 3 of 4. And as you can see, left-handers haven't done much with him. In fact, overall, opponents just hitting 184. So Ezekiel Carrera, who's been around a long time, checks in defensively in left field.
So here's Alexei. Alexei 1 for 3 with a stolen base. That was his 10th in 13 attempts. Start us off right here, Alexei. Low fastball at 96.
Best way to squander a 1-run lead in the 9th inning is walking the leadoff man. Donaldson is right on the line at third.
That one at 95.
As you can see, he's playing in a no double set.
Get through, get through. He's safe.
Tough play for Reyes because he's going away from the throw and he's got to try to get a whole lot on it. And Alexi can run. And now our best base stealer is on first base.
He can really run when he smells that hit.
This one right back up the middle. Ramirez gets to it, but an awkward throw off balance, and Alexi runs it into a base hit.
So here's Beckham. Gordon 1 for 3, a double, and a run scored back in the second. Donaldson in on the grass. J.B. Shuck has come out on deck. Come on, guys, let's get this thing tied up for Quintana. And that's not going to be playable. Bad enough to be unplayable.
Robin going through a set of signs to Joe McEwing. McEwing giving those signs to Alexi at first and Gordon Beckham. Usually what a catcher will tell a pitcher in this situation is, regardless of what I call, if you see him square to bunt, switch it up to a high fastball.
That same scenario with a squeeze, man on third. You see him start to turn to squeeze, throw it right at his head. Get him out of there.
He's not going to bunt from the seat of his pants.
No. That will get the job done. Throw the ball. Good bunt.
Good execution by Gordon Beckham, as he puts it out there far enough so that Martin can't get to it. And the only guy who can is Ozuna, leaving him with only one play. Nice play by Gordon. His first sacrifice of the year. Pinch hitting, JB has been awfully good. 5 for 16 with a couple driven in. Connor Gillespie in the on-deck circle.
Well, JB had a pretty good one on July 4th against Baltimore. Takes that pitch down low.
Made a big effort going up over the tarp, but couldn't get to it. Fortunately, that one just kept drifting. Donaldson over by the tarp, sees exactly where he is and thought it was worth a shot, but he comes up just barely short. He gets surprisingly close to that one.
Big pitch coming up, the 1-1. 196 high. Okay, the more you see Donaldson, the more you realize what a great player he is.
Not a whole lot of regard for his body as he jumped over the tarp to try to make the second out of the inning.
Boy, that has a ton of meaning to your teammates. And that is slicing foul. That might be playable. Teammates love to see that kind of effort.
You see the difference for Ozuna between throwing that 97 down and throwing a 96 or 97 up. It looks a foot faster when it's up letter high.
He did not go.
Nice stop by Russell Martin on that changeup.
Plus, you're fighting gravity. On a low 96, gravity helps you. On a high 96, it hurts you. The big cat, Johnny Mize, used to say that. That ball gets away in the dirt. So now Alexei on third. Yes.
Ozuna threw that one 99 miles an hour, tried to get a little something extra on it, and when they invented the term wild pitch, they had this one in mind. No chance at all for Russell Martin. That ball bounces in front of the plate, goes up over the glove, and the tying run 90 feet away. That forces the infield in.
And a full count. He's tagging in case. He's not going. And a good thing.
Well, Correa doesn't have the biggest arm around. However, he is very close to the plate when he makes this catch.
He had a little giddy up on that one. And a good stop by Russell. Did you see that short hop right there?
Yeah, that was a tough play.
That was a tough hop.
What Alexei did was actually pretty good because he broke sharply, forcing a throw. He could have easily have thrown that ball away. If Alexei just takes for granted that you can't score on that, he won't force the throw, and nothing happens. So now, Joe McEwing is telling him, look, anything in the dirt, you got to be going down the line, anticipating that the ball's going to get by. And Connor Gillespie coming out to pinch hit.
Come on, Connor. First ball, fastball, turn it around. Going in the dirt, 1-2. That one at 97. This young man has a good arm, putting the 97 up on that board knee high.
Heading into the second week in July, it's 57 degrees, and Connor Gillespie is wearing gloves, something he doesn't normally do.
Trying to throw it right underneath his hands. He had a good grip at that one. Meanwhile, the count 0-2.
Well, you have to hope here that Ozuna, with 5 wild pitches, including one this inning, tries to get a little something extra and throws it in the dirt, but it's going to be very tough for Russell Martin to stop.
That one at 97. and this ball game is over. So they even up the series of the game of P-State. Once again, Jose Quintana.
Jose Quintana was brilliant. He did an exceptional job, but unfortunately, once again, no runs. You can't win, and Quintana's been brilliant. It has to get a little frustrating.
Player of the game, Southpaw Felix Dubron, our player of the game so far. Steve Stone, for our star producer Mike Leary, our director Todd Benjaminson, our associate producer Dave Ross. Also for the mayor, Mean Joe Group, for Mike Mayer, for Frank D'Amato, Mike Sullivan, Doug Bullard. And for our executive producer, Jim Corno Jr., this is the Hawk. So long, everybody. Coming up next, Subaru Postgame Live with Chuck and Bill. You've been watching White Sox Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet.